So hello everybody. How's everybody doing? I hope all is well with you and yours. Guys, I just wanted to do this hopefully what won't be a very long video. But I just watched a video that MA did, guys. I guess about an hour or two ago. Um and the title of the video that I'm referring to is Mental Illness is Real. Well, when I saw that, I'm like, oh, oh, okay. Um, First, let me just say I thank you, MA. I appreciate you coming out, um, sharing at least part of the story, because I think there's more. But listen, we have to give credit where credit is due, guys, okay? Um she talked about and I believe she did do videos probably on that other channel that was taken down or however it was lost, I don't know. But I believe she did talk about the mental aspect of her life. I also remember her sister coming out letting us know some things as well. Only because it was like stuff breaking loose. Looked like every, I don't know, 3 days stuff was happening, on again, off again. It was just a whole bunch of back and forth and stuff. So, again, let me just reiterate this. I appreciate MA coming out telling at least some of the story. As far as her mental illness. And you know what, guys, let me just say this before I go on. I agree with some of the things that she was saying, only because I know that in this community, people who look like me, we don't do the necessary work it takes to get on top of that mental. It's a taboo for some of us, for a lot of us, to seek out therapy for whatever kind of mental illness that may be going on with them. It's taboo, and I think it's because, guys, we were just led to believe that if we were to seek out a therapist, a psychiatrist, or whatever, that meant that we were mentally insane, and I disagree wholeheartedly with that statement. I think that it can be very beneficial, because let me tell you the truth, guys. I probably thought that in my younger years too, that if you went and saw somebody for your psyche, for your mental, that meant that you were mentally insane. It wasn't until I got much older and realized that that's just not the case. Now listen, there's a lot of people who will go and seek out therapy who do not look like me. They will get in that therapist's office and pour out their souls, do whatever it takes to get that mental right, on the right track, that is. But then at the same time, we were led to believe that, that's not right. If you doing that, then something's obviously wrong. But then a lot of the other people who don't, perhaps, let's say, look like me, they were up in those chairs deep because they were trying to get their mental right. But at the same time, a lot of folk were trying to dissuade us, and see, we left this mess so unchecked that, you let it run amok, you know, and I don't think it's ever too late. I believe you can still go and receive whatever treatment that you need, depending on what kind of trauma that there's treatment out there. And I want to encourage anybody within the sound of my voice to seek to help out, guys. Seek to help out the mental health. If you need it, go and get it. A lot of people are. Listen, I know that this one Baltimore police has said, he said, and he shall remain nameless, but he said 90% of the police force is seeking therapy. And that's, I'm sure, probably a higher number than that because they see a lot and they, engage in a lot. So I'm sure that's the case. But nobody's accusing them of being, crazy per se. Sure, some of them are doing little shoddy things is questionable. But who knows? That could be stemming from the mental illness. Who the heck knows? But my point is, a lot of people are going to get the help they need to take care of their mental because they realize they actually need it. I was really surprised when I opened up my video and my laptop rather and saw that MA was discussing this because I think it's much needed in my community. I think that we need to be aware that, you focus a lot on the physical. You want to get your body snatched. You want to get it buffed. You want to do this, that, and the third to your body. But what's good with that buffed and that snatched body if you're walking around with an injured mind? It's not going to, it might pay off for the immediate, but in the long run, So if I could say anything, I think that we need to get all, because sometimes, a lot of times, guys, where the mind go, the body gonna follow. So you can try to buff it up, snatch it up, or whatever. But if you leave that mental unchecked for too long, it can become an issue, a major, major issue. So again, let me just say, I don't want to drag this out, but I just got so much that I'm thinking on this subject, and I just don't want this video to be too long. But thank you, MA, for speaking on it, even though I think you are not giving us everything, but that's okay, because, everything is not for everybody, and that's fine. That's fine. I just appreciate what you did in terms of letting people know that you do have those issues. I wish more of us would be able to be brave enough to say, yeah, wait a minute, I did suffer this, or I did suffer that, or I did go through this, or, this really did happen to me, and I'm now I'm an adult, and I'm still, walking around with this stuff in the back of my mind. It's affecting me. Let me go and get it, let me go seek out some help for it. So I appreciate that video, MA, more than you know. Thank you. She talked about how she was, she became mad because when she was younger, she said it was more than 20 years ago when this thing happened, when she was, I guess, locked up. She went to prison, went to jail, prison, whichever. And she was angry about it because it was her first time. And I can see that happening, you locked away and you can't move like we want to roam free, we free. Why you got me in this cage? So I get that. And I guess it did a number on her. She said she fought. She said the type of disorder she had was, I guess, stemming from her fighting. But that fighting, it was a symptom of something else that was going on. Something else that probably had been left unchecked. And then when she found herself in that situation in jail, I do believe it triggered all kinds of things that probably wasn't handled in the previous years. Now, I'm not a doctor, guys, nor do I play one on TV. I tell y'all that all the time. But just living life, if you're just living life and you're not paying attention, then what's it all about? So I'm paying attention and I'm, educating myself on this, that, and, whatever I can get my hands on, really. And so she says that, yeah, her trauma resulted from her being locked away. And I'm sure that exacerbated whatever was probably already there. I don't know. I'm just taking a stab in the dark here. Because I feel like things had went on prior to her going to jail. Now, I don't know her. She don't know me. But I'm just, human behavior is what it is, okay? Like I said, if you're paying attention to things, you just are, okay? So she said she didn't want, MA was like, she didn't want other inmates to be in her cell. So when she got new cellmates, I guess she needed them out of there. So she would, I guess a fight would break out or whatever. So they sent her to some type of mental place within the jail system, and they gave her these pills to take I guess to try to relieve some of whatever anxieties that she was going through. So I don't know, but she says they gave her, when she was released from prison, they gave her, I guess, a prescription of meds to take, and she refused to take them. So the thing that I took away mostly from her video, guys, is this. She was instructing people, and they was instructing people to take their meds if they are, dealing with, whatever type of mental illness they're dealing with, not take their meds. They need to take their meds. But the next thing that I heard that she said was that she wasn't taking her meds any longer because she felt as though she didn't need it. But my thing with that is, MA, when did you become such a specialist in the medical arena? When did you feel as though you can self-medicate, well, not self-medicate, but self-diagnose whether or not you need to take yourself off of this med or these meds that they prescribe for you? My thing is that she's advising people to stay on their meds, which I concur. Stay on your meds. Sometimes people don't like the way they make them feel, but hopefully in the long run it'll tighten you up. It'll be, it'll be more helpful than not. But yeah, at the same time, it was like she was saying, take your meds, but then in the same next breath, she's not on her meds. She's no longer taking her meds. So that kind of disappointed me to hear that, because how can you advise somebody to continue on with their medical regimen when you're not even doing yours? Could this be what's going on with some of the spiraling that's going on, the downward spiraling? I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on TV, but it's a lot of things that's happening in her life that she shares. A lot she do not share with us. But if you're paying attention, like I said, that you can see there's some things going on, even though she doesn't speak on it, but I can see, and I'm sure a whole lot of other people can see as well, the down spiraling that's taking place. And I suggest to you, MA, that maybe if you were to continue on the the medicine that they were prescribing, that might just, help alleviate some of the things that you may still be experiencing, which she talks about not experiencing anything. Because as far as she's concerned, she's all better, she's all healed. But you say, MA, that there's a lot of people walking around who's not taking their meds. And baby, you can't exclude yourself from that because you are one of those people of which you speak. You're not, you've said that to us. You said that you're no longer taking the meds because you feel as though you have no need for it. But I like to know, when did you become a medical professional that you can diagnose yourself with being cured and not needing the meds any longer. So, but anyway, guys, I really thank MA. I thank you for some of your honesty. I do. I can appreciate that. Listen, if I can call you out on your mess, I can surely thank you for your, for your honesty. And I do. But I want to play a little bit, just a tad bit, not much, of come on, computer, of oh, this thing done locked me out. Okay, here we go. Not much, just a little bit, okay, guys? We're just gonna listen to it. We're just gonna listen. I don't know if y'all can hear that.
I don't really need any viewers to say what I need to say. I gotta get this out, guys. Hey, Barb, you came right on time. I just want to talk about. Good morning, everybody. BJ. I just want to talk about mental illness, okay? And listen. I'm gonna say it like this first. I'm gonna talk about my issues, quote unquote. Now, okay. Good morning. Good morning to everybody.
I hope y'all can hear.
I'm about to be on the road because really this is directed to Black people, and I say that because a lot of Black people do not take mental illness serious.
Excuse me, y'all. I don't really like that comment. I mean, but I get what she's saying. I get it. She's talking to people who look like her. I get it. But I just want to say that people who look like her aren't the only one who is needing mental assistance. There's plenty of other groups of people who suffers from this. I don't like it when they want to just put it all on one group of people. I don't like that because like I said, a lot of people in a lot of different other categories are suffering from mental illness. But I think I know what she means. A lot of them go and they seek out help, but also a lot of them don't. A lot of them don't. A lot of them are still walking around here. I see it on the daily. I see it. So a lot of them aren't. So I don't like it when you just put our people, like you're just stepping on the neck of our people, and it's not just one group of people, it's other people as well. Okay, let me move on.
Okay. And they just don't. Now let's talk about me before I say anything, okay? I was diagnosed with mental illness too, but and it's different types, it's different levels of mental illness.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go on a record and say that you can have anxiety real bad for whatever reason you're going through something in your life. You might be depressed about something that, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
But all I know is that anxiety and depression are forms of mental illness.
Yes, it is.
And those are forms that people have all the time and don't even know it.
That's true.
So I know what I'm saying is very valid. I've done a lot of research. I've done many videos from my biggest channel to right now talking about mental illness. And I have to say this, y'all, because it runs deep in my family. And I don't think that a lot of people really know. People.
Okay, y'all.
If you're 55 or older,
There's
you know you
a
could be a
ad.
loved one.
So we're going to just mute that.
You see, most seniors don't realize their life.
Okay.
I'm going to say this. Anytime you've been locked up in a mental asylum, not once, not twice, more than a few times, come on now. You got something going on up here. Whatever it might be, I think.
Now, right here, I'm not sure if she's referring to herself or she's just talking in a broad sense, just saying, talking in general. I don't know. But she could be referring to herself. I don't know.
There's your level of mental illness. But all I know is that a lot of black people, they don't treat theirs. They think they're okay.
That's true.
People don't realize that the brain of a person who's mentally ill like that is deteriorating. As more time go by, it's deteriorating, especially if you are not. Well, hey now. That's how you interrupt the video. Thank you, whoever that was.
Oh, she done got sidetracked from the Cash App drop. She done got sidetracked. She say, she still tickled me with some of the mess she say. She say, well, hey now, that's how you interrupt the video. Okay, M.A. Okay.
That's how you interrupt the video. Make a person lose their train of thought, baby. That's how you do it. But anyway, thank you. But let me say this though. When I went to prison, and I've told y'all this before, y'all know I don't have nothing to hide when it comes to that. When I went to prison, I was diagnosed as bipolar, schizophrenic.
Wow.
And the reason why I'm doing this is because it's what they labeled me as.
Wow.
Okay? I took psych meds, Zoloft, Trazodone,
Wow.
Abilify. Okay? Now, people that got mental issues, they're going to understand what those medications do and what they are.
Wow.
Okay? Supposedly. Listen, I know this. They put me in a mental department when I was locked up. Okay? When I was in prison in Tachita. Now, the whole prison, of course, is not for mental people, but they have a certain building, and they call it the Monarch. Hey, y'all, keep in mind, this was over 20 years ago. Okay? But still, I don't know if they still got that. I'm sure they might, because it's a lot of that need to be up in there. Okay? At any rate, I was put in this department, okay, for fighting. My mental issues was more on a behavioral level, if that makes sense. Okay.
That makes sense. That makes sense. However, there was some underlying issues going on too. And that's what I'm afraid of, that you're not dealing with, MA. What the underlying, I know is tragic. Listen, I haven't always been the person you see before you today, okay? I did a little bit of stuff, but I wasn't messing around with no prisons, okay? I love being, able to come and go as I please too much. But I did have an encounter with a jail cell one time in my life. And scared me straight. I was drinking. It was a family affair, get family together. Sometimes you get a little triggered or whatever have you, because somebody want to come and want to be a butthole. And Sometimes that alcohol get to talking to you, you know, because I used to look, back in the day, I had my little couple of drinks, you know what I mean? I don't drink that stuff no more, because them spirits is not to be played with. Them spirits are ugly. I just thank God for the deliverance, y'all. Nobody special. I'm just one of Almighty's children, and I'm glad He delivered me from that. Anywho, let's get back. Because I done lost my train of thought. I was going somewhere, and I forgot. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I believe it was some kind of underlining factors that was going on to cause her to want to fight that she's not dealing with to this very day.
I was angry because I was locked up. I was mad.
See, I think she was angry well before she got locked up. I believe some things occurred in her young life that she have yet to deal with. But whew, I guess maybe in time, maybe we'll find out, maybe we won't. I don't know.
And, okay, I had never been to prison, and I was mad. So I fought every that came into my cell. Now, not right away. It was premeditated. It's like I just listen. It seemed I appeared to be an angry, mad, evil person.
Mm-hmm.
Probably because I was at that time. I really was, and it was for fighting mostly, though. Anybody that came into my cell, like I say, I probably didn't fight her right away, but I found a way to do it. And it didn't matter who it was. It didn't matter their race.
Wow.
I didn't care who it was. You were just in my space. You were in my space. Space was already limited. We already locked up. We can't get out. You got to go.
Wow.
That's how my mentality worked. Okay. And I fought every that came up in there.
Wow.
Okay. To the point, it got to the point where they removed me out of the normal society of people at Tachita and put me in that building called the Monarch. That's for people with mental issues. I'm talking about from the lowest.
I forgot to turn the light on, guys. I'm sorry if it's dark.
Where I was. It was so crazy where I was at. Okay? I'm talking about it was just like it was on TV where you go to a mental asylum and you got people walking around doing crazy stuff, talking to themselves, clapping, rocking, just being crazy. Period. I know that's not the right word to say for crazy people. That's not the right word, but I'm including myself.
Mentally challenged is what you're probably looking for, man.
Let's be clear.
Mentally challenged.
If I were still having all these mental issues, like they say, when my issue was really fighting, like I say, they put my mental illness more like on a behavioral level. Okay, I hope y'all following me. Okay, so listen.
Who's to say whether or not MA is being forthright, honest about all that she's saying? Again, I just appreciate her even talking about the mental illness right now, because a lot of people are saying, you know, that she do have issues. I am one of them who believes she has some issues. I believe that a lot of us, a lot of people, now, where I would, a lot of people have mental illness, but where I would try to put the line is that a lot of people who look like me won't go and get it checked. But it's some other people too in other categories that won't go get it checked either. But it's predominantly us, because we have been told for years and years and years that if we went to seek out help, that meant you was just flat out crazy. So it became taboo. We weren't going anywhere near a psychiatrist's couch or therapist's couch. But see, the thing about that is I do believe I will advocate for it, because I believe you can get a lot out of that counseling. I believe that if nothing more, they can help you show you techniques like how not to be triggered, because you know there's people out there trying to, can't wait to trigger you, set you off in some kind of way or another. So if you go to a therapist or whatever, for example, they can give you some coping mechanisms. They can give you some techniques. I hope y'all can hear me, because they can give you techniques, I do believe, to handle some of these issues that you might be facing in life. So, okay, let me go on.
I didn't take them psych meds and stuff when I got out. I was done with that. Okay? Now,
see, that's the part I was talking about, y'all, where she said she was done with the meds. So to me right there, it seemed like she was telling herself that she was okay, but then she's pointing fingers at other mentally challenged people. Why you not taking your medicine? So, but I can ask you the same thing, M.A. Why aren't you taking your medicine that was prescribed for you? You just up and stop taking them. Her words, not mine. Up and stop taking them. I can suggest to you that maybe, just perhaps, this is the reason a lot of things are unfolded and happening in her life or in your life, M.A. So maybe you should consider starting that, taking those meds, and see how that helps you. Maybe for at least 6 months, 3 months or something, just to see, you know, well, probably going to need more than 3 months. I'll say a half a year, because it's probably going to take 3 months to get it all in your, you know, circulating, get good in your system. So see what happens in half a year. It might help. Can't hurt.
honestly, if I would have felt like I really needed some help or something, I would have went to seek, help if I felt that way. But this is part of the problem, y'all. A lot of people that you see every day, right in your family, your children.
See, some people might say that's a sign of mental illness. When you know you've been diagnosed with it before, and then all of a sudden you're going to tell yourself and everybody who's listening, oh, I'm okay.
Your husbands, your sisters, your brothers, your aunts, your uncles, cousins. Listen, especially black people.
I wish you would stop saying that.
Black people that have mental illness. I'm talking about when you done been locked up now. They done locked you away in that mental institution and you done got locked up in there.
She's trying to keep them telling us stuff. She's trying to keep them telling us the whole story.
Just get out and self-medicate. Mental illness doesn't go away, guys, unless it is treated. That means you need to be taking some medication.
See, this is what I'm saying. She's telling people that mental illness doesn't go away unless it's being treated. Okay. But then she stopped the treatment. She chose to stop the treatment. But she don't believe that there's still a problem. That's a problem, guys. In my opinion, that's a problem.
Because if you don't, the more time that go by, it's getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what a lot of black people don't think about.
Including you.
Because it's somebody familiar that, they're going to be all right. They're not. Hate to tell you, people, but they're not.
She know from experience.
Okay. They can self-medicate, drink, smoke. I did.
Mm-hmm.
There are 3 simple changes I tell all of my arthritis patients to make. Number 1,
yeah, guys. She's telling people to do what she herself is unwilling to do, which is to continue on with the medication. And that's just the devil's thing. I mean, that's just, I don't know, it's just a lot of denial still being had there. So until she can understand that she's still probably, because how you going to not know that it's always an issue with you and people everywhere you go. And what's the common denominator? It's you. You're with you everywhere you go, and everywhere you go, there's issues. You're the common denominator in what's going on in your life. So maybe one day she'll be able to see it. I don't know. Ooh, let me skip this so we can go on. I'm not going to be much
All I know
longer.
is that mental issues or the mental issues that you had in the past when they locked you in the mental wards, they're still there.
I
Black
agree.
people,
I
they're still
agree.
there.
You still have it. I
Especially if
agree.
yours was more like on a severe. If yours really was bipolar schizophrenic, you don't know, unpredictable.
But see, that's what she told us that they diagnosed her with. Schizophrenic bipolar. So see, this is where I feel like she's in denial still, guys. Because she's saying, especially if that's what you, but then that's what she told us they diagnosed her as. So I'm like wondering, why does she think that she's exempt from continuing on with the medication regimen, where everybody else should be still taking the medication, except for her, because she said it. She took herself off. She don't feel as though she need it. But okay.
Person, you don't know what's gonna happen. You know that's what they said I was. Listen, black people, we need to take medication to get rid of mental illness, and that's all to it.
But you stopped taking yours,
A lot of
man.
times people don't realize how bad their minds and brains is until they actually start taking the medication.
Yeah.
And they realize that life might seem a little bit lighter.
Yes.
It might be a little bit more easier
Yes.
to process things, your ideas and thoughts. And it might be a little bit easier to just your life in general if you are taking the medication that you need. Now, I'm not saying it might have to be a lot of medication. Maybe you do. All I'm saying is if you're not taking medication and if you think...
I don't know, guys. Is she trying to convince herself into taking or restarting the medicine? I don't know.
If you self-medicating year after year after year after year, you are going to be in for a very unpleasant and a big surprise when you get older. Because you need to understand, your mental problems are still there. And that's what I want to say. People feel like you might be severely depressed, whatever. And if you just don't feel like yourself mentally, you need to go to a doctor. We're not doctors, okay?
That's true.
We are not doctors. You need to go into a doctor and let him evaluate you and come up with whatever he come up with. And if that man writes you, or lady, writes you a prescription for something that you need to get your brain right, guess what? You need to take it. Because if you don't, your brain is not right. And it ain't going to get right by itself. No matter what you say, your brain ain't going to get right by itself, baby. Medication is what get it right. So when you wonder why people is a certain type of a way, and it's consistent, and you know that it's off the wall, you got some problems, babe. Or, sir, that needs to be handled. It ain't going away by itself. Your brain is rotting with all the mentalness that's going on in there, baby. Some of these people out here. I'm very passionate about it, because like I said, they locked me up and put that label on me that I was just this unpredictable, scary person. I didn't like that title.
But didn't she said they put that title on her, but she said earlier that she was starting fights with the people they put in her cell. And that's why they moved her into that other part of the prison, because she said it herself that she was starting fights with other female inmates. And see, this is what I'm saying, guys. I just wish she could just hear herself speaking and just do the work that you need to do, MA, to get yourself in a place that, just do the work, baby. And then just Because you can't say somebody put a label on you and then you said you actually caused a lot of things that landed you in the ward that they put you in. And you said it. You said it. That you caused these issues. But then you backpedal and saying, they put that label on me. When in fact you yourself caused this issue or these issues to transpire. I mean, listen to what you're saying, Sugar, please.
And I still don't like it. But mind you, this has been 20 plus years now. I haven't been taken.
20 plus years now. But you just said also, Emma, and I hate to keep doing this, throwing your words back at you, but you just said that if you don't take the medicine, you'll not get better. Your mind will rot away. You just said that, Sugar. You did. So then you're going to have to sit there and listen to yourself and then listen. Take your own advice. Listen to what you're saying. Digest it and understand it. And then act accordingly. Okay? That's all.
Medication, y'all. But if I felt like I needed it, if I felt like I wasn't, something wasn't
You're
right,
not a doctor,
if I
M.A.
felt like something was just a little bit off, if I felt like my equilibrium was off in my brain.
M.A., you are the one who's continuously talking about fighting people, putting people in headlocks and doing this, that, and the other, knock a bee out and doing this, that, and the third. And that wasn't 20 years ago. That wasn't 20 years ago. That was just a couple of years ago. And then she's still talking like on the violent side now about what she would do. For goodness sake, you wore a knife on your daggone top, your blouse, for I don't know how long. So it's not gone away, M.A. I don't know if you're in this denial or what, but it's not gone away. Take your own advice.
I'll go to the doctor and have him write me a light prescription of something. I might be having anxiety real bad, y'all. Might be depressed about some things y'all don't know about.
Okay.
But that depression is still mental illness.
Mm-hmm.
And if I feel like I can't get out that funk, I'm going to go to a medical professional.
But you haven't gone yet.
So he can write me something.
You've been in this funk for a while.
I know I've done it.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't take responsibility for their mental illness. And they should.
Yes.
But they don't.
Yes.
And yes, it does affect everybody around you.
Yes,
Whether
it does.
people see it or not. Most people just choose not to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I can't avoid the things that I see. I'm talking about it. Yes, I'm going to talk about it, hon. I think people know that already. But it's real. Mental illness ain't going away by itself, Black people. You got to go to a doctor to get treated. And don't be ashamed about it. Do not be ashamed. Okay? Closed mouths don't get fed, baby. Open your mouth.
That I agree with because so much has been, so much has led up to us having, and I'm not making excuses, but so much have led up to us having these issues that we're finding ourselves dealing with today, guys.
Go to your doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be embarrassed.
No.
What you gonna be embarrassed about?
That's right.
Getting help to get your brain right so you can start thinking clearer
That's
and get your
right.
life back on track?
That's right.
That's what you gonna be embarrassed about? No.
No.
Thumbs up the video, people. 100 people. 18
Okay,
thumbs
okay. Now she ready to rant on, and y'all, I don't feel like the ranting. But, guys, if I can say anything at the conclusion of this video, guys, is, again, some of the things I agree with what she's had to say. Some of the things, obviously, I don't agree with. I take issue with. But whatever the case is, I do believe what she said is correct. If you are finding that you're having issues in your mental, you face whatever you face, you're having anxiety, seek help, guys. Nothing wrong with it. I don't believe it's a thing wrong with it. Who cares what anybody else think anyway? This is your life. So you do what you have to do to make yourself whole, okay? Because again, if the head ain't right, the body ain't going to necessarily be right either. Because where the head goes, the body will follow. That's just the way it is. So, yeah, I have to piggyback on what she said. If you need help, seek out the right help that you need, guys, okay? That being said, I'm going to go ahead and bid everybody a fine day. Thank you for watching. If you stayed this long, I didn't mean for it to be this long, but if you're still here at the end of it, I thank you. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you so choose. Like the video, share the video out even. Don't forget to hit that bell so that when I do come back with another video, you'll be notified of that, okay? So guys, listen, y'all stay blessed, okay? Stay safe out here, guys. Almighty peace and blessings to every one of you. God bless you guys. Thanks for watching. Where's my little thing? Thanks for watching, everybody.